When it comes to online games, people may associate them with negative labels such as those seen in the news: addiction, violence, toll, etc. But did you know that online games can help with language learning? A large number of studies have shown that online games can facilitate language learning to some extent.
Now, you may wonder how it can do this. To unravel this mystery, let's first find out what an online game is.
According to Madaleno's definition, an online game is a video game played on the internet. It provides a virtual environment where players can interact, collaborate, and compete with others. So, where are the opportunities for language learning in this seemingly purely recreational activity?
When exploring this question, we found that the two main affordance of online games for language learning are exposure to uses of the target language and meaningful communicative engagement in it. And they are exactly the two massively influential contributors to language learning emphasized by Michael Tomasello, who is a developmental psychologist and a linguist. Now let's take a close look at the first affordance: exposure to uses of the target language. Online games expose gamers to vast quantities of game-generated tasks, as they serve to guide gamers through games and provide instructions for completing tasks. Gamers are highly motivated to read and comprehend them. So, how does this contribute to gamers' language learning? Here I want to mention the affective filter hypothesis initiated by Crozon, a distinguished American language educator. Now, how affective factors influence people's language learning has been shown on the screen. After looking at it, we can learn that people's emotional states, including their motivation, serve as a filter that determines how much input they can assimilate. Therefore, in this case, gamers' higher motivation generally enables more input to reach their language acquisition devices, thus contributing to their language learning. It's also worth noting that these in-game tasks are ideal sources of input. Why do we say this? This is because Steven Thrun, Ingrid Fisher, and Xiaofei Lu's study finds that tasks in World of Warcraft are both lexically and syntactically complex and diverse, but their readability is modest. Therefore, gamers can be exposed to diverse and complex lexical words and syntactic structures without confronting many reading difficulties. Now let's turn to the second affordance: meaningful communicative engagement in the target language. To be more specific, online games encourage gamers to interact with others to exchange useful information. According to Mark Peterson, an associate professor at Kyoto University, collaborative communication in online games usually involves other-initiated correction. So, why such communication is of great benefit for gamers' language learning? To answer this question, let's look at Skinner's behaviorism of language learning. According to this theory, the process of language acquisition is a process of habit formation. Therefore, timely other-initiated correction of gamers' errors in language use can prevent gamers from committing them again and again, and they won't be reinforced into habits.
Meanwhile, unlike other games, in the world of video games, players are anonymous so that they don't know each other. They give themselves different kinds of nicknames, just like this. Or a more powerful one, like this. A sense of mystery have made players feel more comfortable to interact with others so that they learn a lot of authentic
Good day to you.
You can even hit the player if the player ignores you, and then quickly run away. Here are some social media posts we select randomly online. The first one mentioned that thanks to digital games, the player can communicate with native English speakers, and that experience gives him many good moments. The second said that World of Warcraft helped the player chat and interact with different people. Besides, the player learned a lot in terms of speaking, writing, and expanded the vocabulary. The last one said that his wife, who majored in English, also did a dissertation on this topic about digital games. Wow, please help me say hello to your wife. In a word, online games help to better improve players' interactions. Is that all? The answer is no. Online games also engage players in writing about them on related websites. These game-related texts, such as walkthroughs and video tutorials, are creative output produced by players and circulated in the online discussion forums. In the community, players become writers and act different roles. They give advice to other novices, share their experience of playing games, or even make fanfictions. Our teammate Leo is also making his own fanfictions. I think making fanfictions really improved my English writing. At this time, I want to add new characters and use different modes of representations to make my fictions more interesting and special. Through reading and producing these game-related texts, players gain a lot of experience in using the language, which is really important for their future academic development.
In conclusion, online games are not only a form of entertainment, but also provide players with opportunities to engage with the target language, communicate meaningfully, and produce creative output, thus facilitating their language learning to some extent.